Hey guys, what's up? I am Rosie, and I'm sorry for being gone for so long again, but it's not like it matters. I don't get a lot of views anyway. But the reason I was gone for so long is because I had nothing to talk about. I was having sort of a creative block, and if I don't have anything to talk about, I won't talk. I won't make a video. But what I'm talking about now is something that is bothering me even weeks after I had problems with it. And it's internet trolls. Nobody really talks about internet trolls anymore because it's so common now, but I'm talking about it because I just don't get it. And it's when they get into your head and it takes up space there, it pisses me off. So, yeah, I wanted to talk about it. So, an internet troll is described as a person who starts quarrels or upsets people on the internet to distract and sow discord by posting inflammatory and aggressive, extraneous, or off-topic messages in an online community with the intent of provoking readers into displaying emotional responses and normalizing tangential discussion, whether for the troll's amusement or a specific gain. And I guess that's about right. A few weeks ago, last month, first part of last month, I was admitted into the hospital. I have anemia, and so I was in the hospital for that. And I was in at the exact same time as my mother because she had had a heart attack days prior, and it wasn't shown until we went into the hospital days later. Um, I don't know how she had a heart attack and we didn't know about it, but she showed no signs, no outward signs of a heart attack. And so they did a blood test and found that she had had one. With me, my blood count was extremely low. It was down to 5. It was supposed to be 12, and so I was in for 4 days. But anyway, that's not what I'm talking about. A week prior to that, I watched a video here on YouTube, and I won't say what the channel was, but it was on cursed videos. And so I was completely joking that the reason I and my mother were in the hospital was because of those cursed videos, because they showed clips of them. And some idiot a-hole decided to ask me how old I was, and I said, well, you think I'm a kid, so I'm old enough. And so he was like, it was how did he put it? It was ridiculous for a full-grown woman to suggest that a cursed video was the reason that I and my mother were in the hospital, and were we in there to be in the psych ward. That pissed me off so bad. And so I basically went off on him. I cussed him out and told him to have a nice effing weekend. And he commented something else. I went off on him again, told him to leave me alone, and like I said, have a nice effing weekend. Then some other a-hole comments to me and suggested that maybe I was lying or looking for attention. I was freaking joking in the comments, so I cussed him out too. And I just don't get why these people will nitpick on a person and just pick their brains for what will bother them most. And they do it. It's like they've been doing it for years, like they were born to do this, to troll people and bully them. And I just don't understand why they do it, but I get it now. It's to get into the person's head. Because even if you never meet them, you may never speak to them again. I have these guys blocked on YouTube, but they're in my head because this is still bothering me, and it pisses me off so much. I just don't understand why you would get off doing that to people. When when I got my first computer in the year 2004, I, of course, am a huge Slaughter fan, and anybody who knows me knows that. So I got on Yahoo and I found some groups dedicated to Slaughter, and they were full of other people within the community who love Slaughter or who claim to love them. What I didn't know is that they were also very territorial and possessive over the guys, and they made it not fun to be a fan anymore. These women, when you said something or voiced an opinion or anything over any of the guys, they would ostracize you, they would start arguments with you, they would call you names, they would bully you. They didn't care if you cried, they didn't care how much of your feelings were hurt. And then they would sometimes send you a direct email message telling you how much you sucked, how much your group sucked, and how they were going to tell Dana how much you suck, or they were going to tell Bloss how bad of a person you are, or they were going to tell Mark to stay away from you. And they did this constantly. I remember a few of the names of those women in there, but for the sake of my sanity, I'm not going to give them the satisfaction of naming them. But when everybody got off of Yahoo groups, they all migrated onto MySpace like a bunch of buffalo. Now, I have heard them described as cows, and to that I say, moo. And yeah, these heifers, they started that crap in MySpace. They would start arguments and just ostracize people, and if they found you on there, they would bully you there. And they just got on my nerves. I cannot stand people like that, and I just don't get how you can get off on hurting somebody just because they think differently than you, or they may speak differently than you, or whatever. I just don't get it. And so over the years, I've come to call them the bickering bitches of Yahoo. And it's sad that 14 years later, these witches are still in my head. I still think of them sometimes. I don't cry anymore over what they said to me, but I do still think of them at times. And I just, oh gosh, it's just weird to me how much drama has started over the years over Slaughter. They have some of the best fans in the world, but they also don't know that some of these women are some of the craziest in the world. They're devious, they're hateful, they're spiteful, they're demoralizing, and they're mean. A lot of them I can't stand. I choose to stay away from Slaughter groups for the most part if I can. I have joined maybe 3 on Facebook. One, I was basically kind of pulled into. Somebody joined me without asking me first. Hey, it's cool, whatever. Another 2, I was asked by a friend. She's really sweet. So even though I choose to stay away from groups like that, no matter who's in them, even members of Slaughter themselves, I just stay away from them. But she was really sweet and she asked me to join, so I joined. What the heck? And there's no drama really in those groups at all. But I still don't really conversate with anybody in there. And I have my reasons. I just don't say anything because I have trust issues now because of Yahoo. I don't really talk to them. I don't try to friend them. I just keep to myself. If I have a picture or something that I want to share in those groups, I will. But for the most part, I just don't participate. And it's all because of internet trolls. And it just gets to me. It just gets to me how they get into your head and they stay there. And I'm figuring out that that's why they do it, because they know how to get into your head and they know how to stay there. They figured out that if they bother you just enough, you'll think of them possibly for the rest of your life. They may mean nothing to you in the big scheme of things, but for as long as they can stay in your head and you remember them, they have some form of celebrity with someone. They've gained some kind of attention, and even though it's negative and hateful and disgusting, that somehow fuels them and they keep doing it. That's why they do it, because they get into your head. And I hate that so much, and I wish there was a way to squeeze them out. And so, yeah, that's why I wanted to talk about these stupid internet trolls. And I hope there's a special place in internet hell for all of them. And I mean that from the bottom of my sweet little heart. And with that, you guys, I'm going to go. Thank you so much for listening. I love you so much. If you like this video, give me a like. If you agree with anything I've said at all, or have anything to add to the discussion, smash that like and put it in the comments. And we can talk about it. If you're a negative internet troll, believe me, I'm going to block you. But with that being said, you guys, I love you so much. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for listening. I hope to see you on the next upload, and bye for now.